What's up, brother?
What's going on? How you doing?
Nothing, man. Doing good.
It's cool, that's cool. So you believe Jesus claims to be God in the Gospels?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what are some verses you have in mind?
Well, first off, he does claim to be the Son of God,
Okay.
right? He says that the Son of Man is God.
No.
Yeah,
Where
he
where
does.
where does he say that?
Let's go to John 5.
Yeah. He says the Son of God is God.
He says the Son of Man is God.
He doesn't say that either. But okay.
He says that the Son of Man, um, if the Son of Man is glorified, then God is glorified.
No, no, you misquoted what he said. So you said that he said that the Son of God is God, and then you changed it to the Son of Man is God. Yep.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. But he's using Son of God in a sense
That
with
means he's God.
equality
Okay,
with
so
the
that's what you
Father.
need to justify then, right? So where does Jesus claim to be God? Not the Son of God. The Son of God, I can grant that in a metaphorical sense. He was the Son of God in the sense that he was anointed by God, in the sense that he was loved by God, and he was close to him, and he was God's Messiah and King. I can grant all that. But
Okay.
where's the justification that that means that he is God?
Okay, wait. So you're asking, he claims to be God, but is that true?
No, no, no. What I'm asking is, you're assuming titles entail that he is God, and I'm asking for justification for that. So you said Son of Man means he's God, Son of God means he's God. I'm telling you, no, it doesn't. Like I need justification for these terms meaning that he's God. So what can you show me that proves that Jesus is God, rather than assuming a term means he's God? You can give me a term, but
Okay.
you gotta
Another,
justify why
there's
that term
another
means
one.
he's God.
Yeah, there's another one. He says he calls himself I am. He says I am. It and the Greek it's
Okay.
ergo me.
It's what, sorry?
I'm sorry.
What's the Greek, sorry?
The Greek is ergo me.
It's ego, Amy. So,
Ego me.
ego, like your ego, I, and Amy, am, Amy, right? It's not much
Yeah.
different from English. So what's that a reference to? So you're trying to say that's a reference back to Exodus 3:14, yeah?
Well, he doesn't. Yeah, that's a big one. But there's other cases where he
No, no,
says
wait,
that
we
unless you
can deal
believe.
with them like one out of a time. I've read the Gospels multiple times, brother. So we can do it, and we can go through each one, no problem, one by one. So let's deal with
Okay.
this one first. So you said he says he is I am. He says he is ego eimi. Now that's not a reference to the divine name. Okay. So I'll prove that to you right now. So can you see this image right here, brother?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So Exodus 3:14 is where God says the divine name. And what he says is two things. He says either ego eimi ho'on, or he says in the abbreviated version, which is the blue, he says ho'on. Okay, so he tells Moses, ego eimi ho'on, I am ho'on. I am the one that is forever living. I am the being who is, whatever you want to translate it as. I don't really care. The last part is the abbreviated version of that, which is ho'on. So ego eimi is in the divine name. Ho'on is the divine name that is abbreviated here. Ego eimi by itself is not the divine name. So when Jesus says just ego eimi, that's not sufficient for that to be a link back to Exodus. Do you see that?
Okay.
Okay.
Even if it doesn't link back to Exodus.
So first, as long as we can just be in agreement that this is not a reference to the divine name, then we can get to the next step, which is Jesus talking about pre-existence here, right? So
Yes.
do you want to discuss that? Is that what you're going to lead it towards?
He uses a perfect tense and not a past tense. Therefore, he's not saying I was, he's saying I am.
Yeah.
He's saying
No,
it's
no,
me.
no, no. It's not. By the way, ego in me is not I am. That's a mistranslation. It's I am He. So he's saying before Abraham, I am He. I am the Messiah. That's what he's saying. Before Abraham, I am the Messiah. Now I can give you justification for that. So let's first. So we'll leave the pre-existent point at the end. So what we're going to do first is we're gonna justify that I am here, or I am He, is a reference to Jesus being the Messiah and not him being God. Okay, so do you know when Jesus speaks to the he speaks to the Samaritan woman, and then she says, "I know the Messiah will come, and he will tell us everything." And then Jesus says, "I, the one that I'm speaking to you, I am the Messiah." Right? Actually, what he says in the Greek is he says "ego eimi." Okay, so I can pull that up for you right now. So this is John chapter 4. So I already have a precedence before John 8 where Jesus is saying "ego eimi" in the context of him saying he's the Messiah. So all he's saying in before Abraham was I am, he's saying before Abraham I am he. I am the Messiah. So he's saying before Abraham I was meant to be the Messiah. And we'll get into what exactly that means in just a second once this is clear for you. So can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So this is in John 4, brother, yeah? It
mhm.
says, the woman said, "I know that the Messiah, called Christ, is coming. When he comes, he will explain everything to us." Then Jesus declared, "I, the one speaking to you, I am
And
he."
he.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So he
So
said,
so
so
we
so
have
she's in the context of him, in the context of speaking about the Messiah, he says, "Ego eimi, I am the Messiah." So now we know John 8:58 is him saying, "Before Abraham, I am he, I am the Messiah." Okay? Or even I can give you another example if that's not sufficient. Or is that sufficient, or would you like more evidence? Because I can give you more evidence
um
that it means that.
okay, well then you'd have to address the fact that we have a pre-existent Messiah.
Beautiful. That's the last point. So I wanted to take it step by step with you. So the last point is you have a pre-existent Messiah. Okay. Did you know that Jews in the Second Temple, they believed that the Messiah's name pre-existed?
Okay, so wait, okay, I'm so confused. Do you believe Jesus is God or not? Because you're
No.
making it clear that he is claiming to be God.
No, no, no. So just because his name pre-existed doesn't mean that he literally pre-existed as a person. So there's a couple of things that Jews believed pre-existed. You can either pre-exist in a real sense. And by the way, guys, like up the live because there shouldn't be just 55 viewers at this time. So like up the live, guys, so more people can benefit.
So you're
So,
saying he pre-existed
so
in Abraham's mind?
no, not in Abraham's mind, in God's mind, in a notional sense, right? Because
Why
because
I heard
Jews,
listen, I've heard other
yeah,
people debate about this. Why do they say that?
because this is a early Jewish belief. It has precedence. That the Messiah's
Okay,
name
but
that the Messiah
I'm pre-existent.
like for example, brother, you know in Psalm 72 where it says that the name of God will sorry not God, the name
Yeah.
of this individual will endure as long as the sun. If you go into the exegesis of that, you'll find Rashi, probably one of the biggest Jewish commentators. You'll say this means that the Messiah's name pre-existed, right?
Does he
Then
actually say that?
yeah, he does. I can show you that. So this is Rashi isn't early, but he's one of the biggest commentaries, right? And the earliest source for what Rashi is saying is what I was going to quote to you, which is Genesis Rabbah. It's the Mishnah, and in the Mishnah, which is the Jewish oral traditions where they have them recorded
Yeah.
around third to fourth century CE, where they write it down. But obviously, these oral traditions pre-existed third, fourth century. They say a bunch of things pre-existed in the mind of God. You have the Torah, you have the name of the Messiah, you have some other stuff that they mention, right? So I can show you Rashi's commentary on that, no problem. So it's on Psalm 72.
Okay. Okay, but like I said, I debated with another guy, with this, and I'm like, why does he keep saying this?
I
Because
mean,
it
yeah,
does,
like
like,
he probably didn't give you the
there's
just
actualization, in
it,
there's a
it, it probably
chronology.
yeah he probably didn't have the sources like to show you that it has precedence. Maybe to you as a Trinitarian, it will kind of like blow your mind because you're used to it being literal. I understand that, but it has a precedence amongst Jews, and Jesus is most likely referencing this belief where the Messiah's name pre-exists. So what I'll get for you is it should be somewhere here in Psalm 72.
Do you hold on? Then do you agree that he claims to have a relationship with the Father that is unique?
Yeah, because he's the Messiah.
Okay, what's so unique about him being the Messiah and him
The
with his
Messiah is
relationship with
greater.
God?
The Messiah is greater than David. That's what Jesus quotes, right? He says the Messiah.
Yeah.
Jesus calls the Messiah his Lord, right?
How
And
is he greater?
because he's anointed by God, the same way that the whole context here is about. Jesus being greater than Abraham, and then they say, oh, how could this be? And then he says, yeah, it's because my Father glorifies me. God isn't greater than Abraham because the Father glorifies him. God is greater than Abraham because God is God. Like, he doesn't need someone else to
Wait,
glorify him, right?
wait, God, in Isaiah, God says he doesn't give his glory to graven images or any other, but he gives
Yeah.
glory to the Son.
Yeah, but the Son gives that same glory to the disciples. But so there's a distinction between the two, yeah?
Oh, wait, okay,
So
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 you're
the
Muslim.
glory that, and I don't want to deviate too much, brother. So if you don't mind,
Yeah.
let's just hone in on this first. So Genesis Rabbah should cite Rashi anyway, so I can kind of show you both of them. Let's see, Genesis Rabbah. So let's just hone in on Johnny 58 for a sec. Okay, so we have chapter 1, and then if we just control F and put before. Okay. So, as you can see here, Genesis Rabbah in the Midrash, I'll put up on the screen. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Okay, so all you need to do is, because this is their commentary on Genesis 1:1, where it says, in the beginning God created, etc., right? So you have here the name of the messianic king. From where is it derived? So where is it derived that he pre-exists? May his name endure forever. His name is praised before the sun. In Psalm 72:17. Rabbi Ahava ben Rabbi Zayera said, repentance as well as it is stated before the birth of the mountains. And at the same time, you bring down, etc., right? So then it says the Torah pre-exists and the God's throne pre-existed. I could just quote you another section. He says, in the beginning, God created. 6 items preceded the creation of the world. Some of them were actually created, and some of them God contemplated creating. So contemplating creating is the Messiah's name, right? Until he was born. Okay? Sorry, it's not actually, so Rashi doesn't say on Psalm 72, sorry, he says on Micah 5. I got that wrong. So let me just pull that up for you. Where Rashi says this in his commentary. Okay, so it says here.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
God's foreknowledge extends beyond, like way beyond just a couple of things. He has omniscience, right? So he has
Yeah.
foreknowledge of all things and not just a Messiah. So therefore, all things are pre-existent. Therefore, there is no chronology of things, which would erase our understanding of past, present, and future. And what I'm
No,
saying is, Jesus
God has
had
foreknowledge. Yeah, God has foreknowledge extended outside of these things. That's not a problem, right?
exactly, and that's what I'm
But
saying. There,
the
where's
point
the
is
distinction?
is that, yeah. So the point is that these things pre-exist in God's mind as honorable things that were inevitable to come, right? So it's always destined to happen, right?
Nothing can pre-exist God's mind.
Yeah,
God is
yeah. I never says
pre-existent.
it pre-exists God's mind. So it pre-existed in God's mind. So let me pull this up for you. So
Yeah.
Micah 5. This is Rashi's commentary. Okay, this is from a Jewish website. So what does he say here? On from because it says here about the Messiah that his origin is from old. Okay, and then what does it say here? His origins from old. Before the Son is his name. And then it says here, Psalm 72. So it says his name pre-exists. That's what Rashi's saying here, right? That's at the very end, at the bottom, okay? Now, I can give you one last justification to show you that the Jews here actually misinterpret Jesus. So, I've actually made a whole table where I have about 30 times where the Jews misinterpret Jesus when he's preaching, okay? There's not one time in the Gospel of John where the Jews actually interpret Jesus correctly, and John is doing this on purpose. This is a theme that John intends for you to catch, right? And in my reading of John, I've noticed this. Not once do they actually interpret him right. They always interpret him wrong. When Jesus says he's going to be unalived and resurrected, they say, oh, so you're going to unalive yourself. The Jews misinterpret him. Even in this passage here, my brother, they misinterpret Jesus in literally pre-existing, and I can show you that just by you reading the context, right? And in this passage itself, you will see that this theme of misinterpretation is evident within the text. So let me just pull it up for you so you can give it a read for us. And then obviously, if they always misinterpret Jesus, then we would have to prefer an interpretation other than what they give, because,
Yeah,
well,
like the
yeah.
disciples, like John, who wrote about Jesus. Therefore, he probably
Yeah,
interpreted Jesus right.
we'll
Therefore,
get to that in a
Jesus was
second. So
probably
first,
claiming to be God.
first we have to show that the Jews constantly misinterpret Jesus, and therefore, if they interpret Jesus as literally pre-existing here, then we should prefer the opposite, because there's no way we should be special pleading and saying, oh, in all these instances they always get Jesus wrong, but in John 8:58, because it suits my beliefs, I'm going to say that they're right. Doesn't make sense, right? So first, let's justify this point I just made, that they always misinterpret Jesus. So just give that read for us, please. So just from verse 48. So this is the context of John 8:58. So you able to see that?
Yeah, but I can
Okay.
see it. I just need to get
Okay.
my glasses.
Oh no, you're good. I'll just read and just follow with me, okay? So
All right.
the Jews answered him, "Aren't we right in saying that you are a Samaritan and demon possessed?" So are they right about that, or are they wrong?
He's saying, "Are we not right?"
No. The people are saying, it literally says the Jews. The Jews answered him, "Aren't we right in saying that you're a Samaritan and demon possessed?" Are they right or are they wrong?
They're questioning.
I'm asking you, are they right or are they wrong?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, I'm asking you if they're right.
Yeah, that's literally what they're asking. Are we not right in saying that you are a
Yeah. So
Samaritan and demon
are
possessed?
they right in saying Jesus is demon possessed and a Samaritan?
That's literally what they're asking.
No, but I'm not asking if they're asking it. Like, are you slow or are you like genuinely like
Well, that's what
are you
I'm
trolling
just
or
saying
what?
that that's what they're asking.
I'm not asking if they're asking that. I'm asking you if they're right about saying this.
Yeah, that's literally what they're asking. They're saying, "Are we not right?"
Okay,
And they're not right. I'm
okay, they're
just
not
saying.
right. Beautiful. That's what I was asking. Like, can you not distinguish between me saying,
I'm
are they saying
I'm just
this, and are they?
noting.
Can you not distinguish?
Yeah, I'm just noting
One
that
second.
that's literally what they're saying.
One second, bro. There's a
Yeah,
distinction between me saying, are they right in saying this, and are they saying this? Do you understand the distinction?
but I'm saying they're
Because I'm like
literally
half a
asking what
second
you're
away from
asking me.
dropping you down right now. Because I don't know if you're that like dumb or something, or you're actually trolling. So do you understand the distinction or not? It's pretty simple.
I understand. I'm just
Okay.
noting that
Okay. Beautiful.
you're asking the
They're
same thing they
asking
are.
that. I'm not asking if they're asking that. I'm asking if they're right about asking that. Are they right about it? And obviously you said no. Beautiful. Let's keep going. I am not possessed by a demon, said Jesus, but I honor my Father and you dishonor me. I am not seeking glory for myself, but there is one who seeks it, and he is the judge. Very truly I tell you, whoever obeys my word will never see death. At this they exclaimed, now we know that you're demon possessed. Okay, so are they right in saying he's demon possessed here?
No.
Okay, so that's twice they're wrong now. Abraham died, and so did the prophets. Yet you say that whoever obeys your word will never taste death. Are you greater than our father Abraham? He was unalive, and so did the prophets. Who do you think you are? Jesus replied, if I glorify myself, my glory means nothing. My Father, whom you claim as your God, is the one who glorifies me. Though you do not know him, I know him. If I said I did not, I would be a liar like you, but I do know him, and I obey his word. Your father Abraham rejoiced at the thought of seeing my day. He saw it and was glad. So I'm going to repeat that one more time. Your father Abraham rejoiced at the thought of seeing my day. He saw it and was glad. Okay, let me ask you a question. If I say to you that your great-great-grandfather saw our day where we're going to be speaking on this TikTok live, does that mean that I spoke to your grandfather or that I saw your grandfather?
No, it means he saw us.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So they misinterpret Jesus again. So this is the third time. Because what did they say? You are not yet 50 years old, they said, and you have seen Abraham. Jesus didn't say if he saw Abraham. Jesus said exactly what you said, which is that Abraham saw me, not that I saw Abraham or I met him. He's not saying that. Then Jesus says, very truly I tell you, before Abraham was born, I am he. in the sense that he is the Messiah before Abraham, destined to be greater than the prophets, and not that he himself is literally pre-existent. So we established that fact through many sources. We looked at the context just now, showing that the Jews were misinterpreting him consistently. We showed that this has a Jewish precedence within the Mishnah, that the Messiah's name pre-exists. We show that this isn't a claim to the divine name, this is a claim to the Messiah, being the Messiah, because in John 4, Jesus mentions ego eimi in the context of being the Messiah, and I can show you other contexts where it says that. So in context, in full now, we can see that this isn't a strong argument for Jesus' divinity. Now, moving on from that, we don't even need to show a passage with multiple commentaries or multiple contexts within the historical background. All you need to do is read Jesus plain and simply in what he says. So let me ask you, brother, as a Trinitarian, can you say that the Father is the only true God?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you understand only to mean?
That he's the only one.
No, what does only mean?
There's no one like the Father.
No one likes. No, that's not what it is. What does only mean by itself? Just only.
One.
It doesn't mean one. Try
Alone.
again. Alone. Thank you. So the Father alone is the true God, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So is Jesus the true God?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. So what does alone mean?
Alone. One.
What does it mean?
By yourself.
By yourself. Okay. If you're by yourself, it can't be anyone else. So let's try again. If the Father by himself alone is the only true God, then can there be any true God besides the Father?
No.
Okay, beautiful. So Jesus says the Father is the only true God. You give me a bunch of definitions that align with what you just said, and you say, no one else can fit it. Okay. Is Jesus the Father? Are they identical?
No.
They're not. Beautiful. So Jesus can't be the only true God. He can't be part of the category of true God.
They actually are, because you can't have a father without a son.
So what?
Okay, so then there is no
That
father.
has nothing to do with my. So I try to address the true God point. So we dissected
Well, then,
it. We dissected it in
you
terms
do
of its
know.
definition. You
Yeah.
used synonyms such as alone. We used only, which is the word, and we have alone, only, and pretty much by itself, right? You would agree with all these definitions. Now, you can't suit anything else as being part of it if you're using all these terms to describe that very thing. So if I say you alone are, what's your name? Let me check. So you alone are suffering servant on panel. Only you, by yourself, you're on the panel. Can anyone else be on the panel besides you?
I mean, no, it's
No.
impossible, because
Beautiful.
I can't be on the panel without joining alive.
That has nothing to do with it. So the point is that you're the only person on the panel. You alone are on the panel. So by definition, no one else can be on the panel besides you. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm still talking here with you.
Yeah, but you're a bit slow. So let's just go on to the next guest.